यो नः प्रचोदयात् धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् अथ समर्पणवाक्यम् हे ईश्वर दयानिधे भवत्कृपया नेन जपोपासनादि कर्मणा धर्मार्थकाममोक्षाणां सद्यः सिद्धिर्भवे नः तत ईश्वरं नमस्कुर्यात् ओम नमः शंभवाय च मयो भवाय च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च हे मंगलेश शंकर मंगल करो हमारा पावन प्रकाश पाए परमार्थ पुण्य द्वारा परिजान पे पिला दो अवदर गाध दानी तेरी शरण में आया है भक्त यह भवानी हे भक्त यह भवानी हे भक्त यह भवानी O God, I bow to thee, O God of calm, O God of peace and Lord of bliss divine. Thy grace supplies the burning hearts of balm. Thy blessings in my right desires shine. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Iti Sandhyopasana Vidhi Samapta. I'll ask our Bhai Devendra ji to lead us in the Sankalpa mantra, and then we will go into our transition bhajan and then into Havan.
No, there's a microphone on the sheet. Okay. Once again, my humble namaste to everyone. At this time, I invite our Yajmans for this morning to please do come forward and take your asan at the Yajikunda. Panita Indrauti ji, please do join us on stage. At this time, I invite us all to join together in chanting this morning's Sankalpa. If you can, please join with me on page 42 of our Vedic Aradhana. Today, according to our Panchanga, is Jeshta Shukla Chaturdashi Titi. We are in the 14th Titi in the Shukla Paksha of the Mas Jeshta. Om Tat Sat Arya Shri Brahmano Ditiye Praharardhe Saptame Vaivasvate Manvantare Ashtavinshatitame Kali Yuge Kali Pratama Charane Dvisahasriyashtashitihi Vikrami Samvat Dakshinayane Grishma Rito Shukla Pakshe Jishtamase Chaturdashi Tito Ravivara Divase Jishta Nakshatre Karika Lagane शुभ मुहूर्ते अमेरिका देशान्तर्गते न्यूयॉर्क प्रान्ते क्वीन्स जनपदे ब्रायरवुड नगरे आर्य आध्यात्मिक केंद्र आर्य समाज मंदिरम स्थाने देवयज्ञ कर्म करनाय दयानंद गोत्रोत्पन्नस्य श्रीमतः भवन्तं पुरोहितं वृणे. May Paramatma shower Ashirvad on Yajmanis and all of us connected to this morning's Yajna. Om Satyah Santu Yajmananam Kamaha. प्रेम से बोलो ओमकार भगवान की जय. प्रेम से बोलो वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. This morning we're taking this opportunity to sit with a grateful heart in gratitude to our ancestors for all of their struggles and sacrifices to pave the way for us to be here today to perform this yajna. This morning, Purohita Darshini ji and I will join all of us in this morning's Havan. We'll begin with Achmana, that is taking water into our right palm. For those of us who may not have water with us physically, we will symbolically sip that sacramental water. Om Amrito Pastaranamase Swaha.
Om Amrita Pidhanamase Swaha.
O Lord, the indestructible and protector of all, save us from pains and sorrow just like a sheet. Protect us from below, protect us from above. O protector of all, be gracious unto us, so that our lives may be filled with truth, may be filled with fame, fortune, and prosperity. Om Satyam Yashah Shrimai Srihasrayatam Swaha. Athanga Sparisha Mantra. Taking water into our left palm, and with 2 fingers from our right palm, we touch our various body limbs and organs, beginning with our lips, and we can follow those on the bandap. Om Vangmasistu.
Om Asirve Pranastu.
Om Akshinormi Chakshurastu.
Om Anurme Shrotramastu.
Om Bahurmi Balamastu.
Om Anurmajastu.
Om Arishtani Mingani Tanustanvami Saha Santu. I'll invite our Panditas to join us on the mandap as well. Atishwar Stuti Prarthanopasana Mantra. This morning we petition O Vishwani Deva Savitar, O Creator of this entire universe. Duritani Paraswa, take away from us all that is difficult in our experiences. Or Yad Badram Tanaswa, bring unto us all that is beautiful, all that is benevolent, and all that is auspicious. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadran Tanna Asuva.
Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jatah Patirekasi Sadhanahar Prithvivyamutena Kasmai Deva Yah Vishavidema.
Om Yatmada Baladayasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Devaha Yasya Chayamritam Yasya Mrityoho तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम
ॐ यः प्राणतो निमिषतो महित्वैका इद्राजा जगतो बभूव य ईशे अस्य विपदश्चतुष्पदः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम
ॐ येन द्यौरुग्रा पृथिवी च दृढा येन स्वः सवितं येन नाकः योऽन्तरिक्षे रजसो विमानः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम
ॐ प्रजापते न त्वरेतान्यन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यत्कामास्ते जुमस्तनो वस्तु वयं स्याम पतयोरयिना
ॐ स नो बन्धुरजनिता सविधाता धामानि वेदभुवनानि विश्व यत्र देवा अमृतमानशानास् तृतीये धामन्नधैर्यन्तः
ॐ अग्नेनय सुपधाराय यस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयुध्यस्मज्जुगुरार्णमेनो
भूयिष्ठान्ते नम उक्तिं विधेम इतीश्वरस्तुति प्रार्थनोपासना प्रकरणम् अथ स्वस्ति वाचनम् ॐ अग्निमिले पुरोहितं यजस्य देवमृतजं होतारं रत्नधातमम्
ॐ सुनः पितेव सुनवेन्ने सुभायनो भव स च स्वानः स्वस्तये
ॐ स्वस्ति नो मिमितामश्विना भगः स्वस्ति देव्यारितिरनर्वणः स्वस्ति पूषा सुरो दधातुनः स्वस्ति द्यावा पृथिवी सुचेतुनः
ॐ स्वस्ति वायुमुपब्रवामहे सोमं स्वस्ति भुवनस्य यस्पतिः बृहस्पतिं सर्वगणं स्वस्ति स्वस्त्यादित्यासो भवन्तु नः
ॐ विश्वे देवानो अद्या स्वस्तये वैश्वानरो वसुरग्निः स्वस्तये देवावन्तर्भवः स्वस्तये स्वस्ति नो रुद्रः पात्वं हसः
ॐ स्वस्ति मित्रा वरुणा स्वस्ति पत्ये रेवती स्वस्ति न इन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च स्वस्ति नो अरिते कृधि
ॐ स्वस्ति पन्थामनुचरेम सूर्याचन्द्रमसा विव पुनर्दरताग्नता जानता सङ्गमे महे इति संक्षेपतः स्वस्ति वाचनम् अथ शान्तिकरणम् ॐ शन्ना इन्द्राग्नी भवतामहोभिः शन्ना इन्द्रा वरुणा रातहव्या शमिन्द्रा सोमा सुविताय शन्यो शन्ना इन्द्रा पूषणा वाजसातो
ॐ शनो भगः शमुनः शंसो अस्तु शन्नः पुरन्दिः शमुसन्तुरायः शन्नः सत्यस्य सुयमस्य शंसः शन्नो अर्यमा पुरुजातो अस्तु
ॐ शन्नो धाता शमुधर्ता नो अस्तु शन्न उरुचि भवतु स्वधाभिः शन् रोदसी बृहति शन्नो अत्रे शनो देवानां सुहवानि सन्तु
ॐ शन्नो अग्निर्ज्योतिरनीको अस्तु शन्नो मित्रा वरुणा वश्विनाशं शन्नः सुकृतां सुकृतानि सन्तु शन्नायुष्यरो अभिवातु वातः
ॐ शन्नो द्यावा पृथिवी पूर्वभूतौ शमन्तरिक्षं दृशयेनो अस्तु शन्नो ओषधीर्वनिनो भवन्तु शन्नो रजसस्पतिरस्तु जिष्णुः
ॐ शन्नो इन्द्रो वसुभिर्देवो अस्तु शमारित्येभिर्वरुणः सुशंसः शन्नो रुद्रो रुद्रेभिर्जलाशः शन्नस्त्वष्टाग्नाभिरिह शृणोतु
ॐ शन्नः सोमो भवतु ब्रह्मशन्नः शन्नो ग्रावाणः शमुसन्तु यज्ञाः शन्नः स्वरुणामितयो भवन्तु शन्नः प्रस्वाः शमवस्तु वेदिः अठ शिवसङ्कल्प मन्त्रः ॐ यजाग्रतो दूरमुदेति देवं तरुसुप्तस्याततेवेति दूरङ्गमं ज्योतिषां ज्योतिरेकम् तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
ॐ येन कर्मा यपसो मनीषिणो यज्ञे कृण्वन्ति विरथेषु धीराः यदपूर्वं यक्षमन्तः प्रजानाः तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
ॐ यत्प्रजानमुतचेतो धृतिश्च यज्ज्योतिरन्तरमृतं प्रजासु यस्मानरिते किञ्चन कर्म क्रियते तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
ॐ येनेदं भूतं भुवनं भविष्यत् परिगृहीतम् अमृतेन सर्वं येन यजस्नायते सप्तहोता तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
ॐ यस्मिन् ऋचः सामयजोंषि यस्मिन् प्रतिष्ठिता रत्नभा विवाराः यस्मिन् शतं सर्वमोतं प्रजानां तन्मे
मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु ॐ सुशारते रश्वानिव मनुष्यान् नेनीयते धीशुभिर्वाजनैव हृत्प्रतिष्ठं यरचिरं जविष्ठम् तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु
ॐ सनः पवस्वा शङ्गवे शञ्जनाय शमयवते चन्द्रार्जनो शदीभ्यः
ॐ अभयं नः करत्यन्तरिक्षम् अभयं द्यावा पृथिवी भेने अभयं पश्चादभयं पुरस्तात् उत्तरादधरात् अभयं नमस्तु
ॐ अभयं मित्रारभयम् अमित्रात् अभयं जातारभयं परोक्षात् अभयं नक्तम् अभयं दिवानः सर्वाशा मम मित्रं भवन्तु सर्वाशा मम मित्रं भवन्तु इति संक्षेपतः शान्तिकरणम् अठग्निः प्रदीपनम्. May you all rise to the kindling of the sacred sacrificial Agni.
भूर्भुवः स्वः ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वधारिव भूम्ना पृथिवीव वरिम्ना तस्यास्ते पृथिवी देवयजने पृष्ठेऽग्निं मन्ना धमन्ना ध्यायादग्ने.
With our palms stretched forth, we fan this sacred Agni, giving it that essential oxygen that it needs to burn and to rise up in that Havan Kunda. And as that Agni rises in brilliance, so too may our good and our divine qualities rise within our personalities. Om Advadya Swagni Pratijagrahe Tvamishta Samsrije Tamayam Cha Asmin Saraste Adyutarasmin Vishwe Devaya Jamanascha Siddhata. May we all take our asana.
Atha Samidhadhana. Yajman placing Samidha into the sacrificial fire. Om Ayanta Idmatma Jatavirasteni Yasvavardhasvachidhavardaya Chasman Prajaya Pashumir Brahmavarchasi Nanathena Samidhaya Swaha Iramagne Jatavirase Idannamama.
Om Samidhagnim Dvasyata Gritay Bodhayatatitim Asmin Havya Johotana Susamidhaya Shoshishe Gritam Tivram Johotana Agnaye Jata Vedase Swaha Idamagnay Jata Vedase Idannamama.
Om Tanvasamid Hirangiro Kritena Vardhayamase Prehaschochaya Vishtaya Swaha Iramagnayangirase Idannamama.
Atha Panchagritahuti ओमायन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्ववर्धस्वचेदावर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मावर्चसे नानादीन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्ने जातवेदसे इदन्नाममा
ओमायन्तायित्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्ववर्धस्वचेदावर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मावर्चसे नानातेन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्ने जातवेदसे इदन्नाममा
ओमायन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्ववर्धस्वचेदावर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मावर्चसे नानादीन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्ने जातवेदसे इदन्नाममा
ओमायन्तायित्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्ववर्धस्वचेदावर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मावर्चसे नानातेन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्ने जातवेदसे इदन्नाममा
Punch and final. ओमायन्त इद्मा आत्मा जातवेदस्तेने यस्ववर्धस्वचेदावर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मावर्चसे नानादीन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्ने जातवेदसे इदन्नाममा
अथ जलसिञ्चना ॐ हरितेर्मन्यस्व
ॐ अनुमते अनुमन्यस्व
ॐ सरस्वत्यनुमन्यस्व
ॐ देवा सवितः प्रसुवायज्यं प्रसुवाय जपतिं भगाय दिव्यो गन्धर्वः केतपुः केतन्नः पुनातु वाचस्पतिर्वाचन्नः स्वरतु
Ghee offerings. Om Agnay Swaha Idam Agnay Namama
Om Somaya Swaha Idam Somaya Idam Namama
Om Prajapate Swaha Idam Prajapate Idam Namama
Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namama
Pratah Kalina Ahuti Om Surya Jyotir Jyotihi Surya Swaha
Om Suryo Varcho Jyotirvarchah Swaha
Om Jyotihi Surya Surya
Jyotihi Swaha Om Sajur Devina Savitra Sajurosha Jushanah Suryo Vetu Swaha
Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotiragni
Swaha Om Agnir Varcho Jyotirvarchah Swaha
Om स्वाहा
ॐ सजुर्देवेन सवित्रा सजुरात्रेन्द्रवत्या जुषाणो अग्निर्वेतु स्वाहा
ॐ भुरग्ने प्राणाय स्वाहा इरमग्ने प्राणाय इदन्नामम
ॐ भूर्वायवे पानाय
स्वाहा
इदं वायवे पानाय इदन्नामम
ॐ स्वरादित्याय व्यानाय स्वाहा इरमादित्याय व्यानाय इदन्नामम
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वरग्निवायवारितेभ्यः प्राणापानव्यानेभ्यः स्वाहा इदमग्निवायवारितेभ्यः प्राणापानव्यानेभ्यः इदन्नामम
ॐ आपो ज्योतिरसोऽमृतं ब्रह्मा भूर्भुवः स्वरो स्वाहा
ॐ यामेधां देवगणाः पितरश्चोपासते तया मामध्यमेधयाग्ने मेधाविनं कुरु स्वाहा
ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितर्दुरितानि परासुवा यद्भद्रं तन्न आसुवा स्वाहा
ॐ अग्नेनय सुपथाराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देववयनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठान्ते नमोक्तिं विधेम स्वाहा. At this time, I invite our dear Pandit Deepak Ji to join all of us in this morning's special mantras. Pandit Ji.
We make a special request that on this occasion, observing Indian Arrival Day, we will ask the most senior members of our congregation who represent today our ancestors who came to the Caribbean, Trinidad, Guyana, Suriname, and other countries originally, from whom we are the descendants. And we bow in gratitude to all of those great people who at great sacrifice came and gave us a life in this part of the world. Our first mantra. We have two of the most senior members from our mother's side, Mataji Noreen and Mataji Sona Bali, two who have made a sterling contribution to this mandir over the years. And today we invite them to make offerings on behalf of all the others in the past who have gone before. Join us in this mantra, Trayambakam Yajamahe, Mahamrityunjaya mantra, as we remember all of those who are not well this morning, all the people who are in distress and grief and very difficult circumstances, all the people who are suffering because of natural disasters, like the people in Venezuela and other parts of the world. And Guyana was affected by the earthquake? Oh, okay. and all the people who are in areas where you have civil strife and they are very, very much in distress. Let's remember them as we chant Mahamrityunjaya mantra 3 times. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmokshiyamamrita Swaha. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam
Mrityurmokshiyamamrita Swaha.
Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmokshiyamamrita Swaha. Our forefathers came to the West Indies, and in particular to Trinidad and Guyana and Suriname. To Guyana on the 5th of May in the year 1838. To Trinidad on the 30th of May in the year 1945. Today, 1845. Today we remember them. Today we say thank you. Today our hearts are full of gratitude for all that they bequeathed to us and all that they passed on to us. With these mantras, we make offerings. Om Yam Medham Devaganam Pitarastu Pasate Jayagne Vedamata prachodayantam pavaman dvijanam ayuh pranam prajam pashum kirtim dravinam brahma varchasam mahyam dattva vrajata brahmadukam swaha. Hey Paramatman, as we remember our ancestors today, we glorify and adore you, who shine through the knowledge of the Vedas, who inspires, illumines, and purifies us to become spiritually reborn. And you, O Lord, who bestows on us long, fulfilling life, boundless energy for leading an active, purposeful life, noble progeny and successful projects, scientific and technological prowess. O Lord, bless us with wisdom, bless us with your divine grace. Bless us with fame based on virtuous actions. Bless us with abundance of resources and talents. Hey Paramatma, on this day, bless us with shining spiritual radiance and propel us into a state of expansive bliss and divine light. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Om Swaha. Bhai Navin and Bhai Kishan, come up quickly. These are the two most, maybe the most senior gentlemen in our midst, and they will represent our fathers. Mata Norim, please sit. Please sit. Remain seated. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhave Swaha. Thank you very much. And now we'll continue to complete the Havan. Mata Noreen, Mata Sunabali, you all stay right there and continue.
Purnahuti Rup Agharaj Yabhagahuti. Key offerings. Om Agne Swaha Iram Agne Namama.
Om Somaya Swaha Idam Somaya Idam Namama.
Om Prajapate Swaha Iram Prajapate Idam Namama.
Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namama.
Om Buragne Swaha Iram Agne Namama.
Om Bhurvayave Swaha
Idam Idam Namama.
Om Swaradityaya Swaha Iramadityaya Idam Namama.
Om Bhurvah Swaragni Vayavaditevyaha
Swaha Iramagni Vayavadityebhyah Idam Namama. Atha Brahma Gayatri Savitri Guru Mantra. Om तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा।
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा।
हे दयालु परमात्मन, आप अपनी असीम कृपा से हमारी सदा रक्षा करते हैं। आप ही हमारे जीवन आधार है। अपनों सेवकों के दुखों को दूर करके उनको सुख देने वाले हैं। आप सर्वत्र सुप्रतिष्ठित आज सुप्रसिद्ध हैं। आप सर्वोत्तम शुद्ध पवित्र और ज्ञान स्वरूप है। आपसे ही यह सारा जगत उत्पन्न हुआ है। आप ही सकल शुभ गुणों की खान है। आपका हम प्रतिदिन ध्यान करें और आप हमें विवेकशीलता, धारणावती मेधा, सद्बुद्धि प्रदान करें।
शिष्ट क्रीड़ा होती। ॐ यरस्य कर्मणो अतिरीरिषम्
यद्वान्यूनमिहाकरम् अग्निस्तत्शिष्टकृद्विद्यात् सर्वं शिष्टं सहूतं करोतु मे। अग्नये शिष्टकृते सहूतहुते सर्वप्रायश्चित्ताहुतीनां कामानां समर्पयित्रे सर्वानां कामान् समर्पय
स्वाहा। इदमग्नये श्विष्टकृते इदं नामम। प्रजापति आहुति। ॐ स्वाहा। इदं प्रजापतिरन्नामम। Purnahuti Rup. May we all stand for the final three offerings. Do you want to invite them? Are they coming up? Om Sarvam Vay Purnam Swaha.
ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णं स्वाहा।
Om Sarvam Vay
पूर्णं स्वाहा. Now, as when Devi, the director of the camp, just reminded me, tomorrow the camp will begin, and we normally offer a special invocation for that the camp will be successful, that the camp will be well attended, that the camp will have the impact that is contemplated in the planning. So we just chant one mantra and pray for the success of the camp. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om. Thank
This time,
Swaha. Okay.
At this time, we'll invite our mothers and our sisters and our daughters to come forward to make an ahuti in the sacred Agni this morning.
Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha.
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 Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam
Our
Ve
fathers and brothers and sons,
Purnam Swaha.
Om Sarvam Ve Purnam
Swaha.
Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Ve Purnam Swaha.
Atha Mukha Sparsha. With our palms stretched forth.
Om Tanupagnesi Tanvam Me Pahi.
Om Ayurdagniyasi Ayurme Dehi.
Om Varchodagnes Varcho Me Dehi.
Om Agniyanme Tanva Unam Tanva Prina.
Om Medha Me Deva Savita Adadhatu.
Om Medha Me Devi Saraswati Adhadhatu.
Om Medha Me Ashwina Devavadhatmam Pushkarasraja. Om Vakchamapyayatam.
Om Pranaschamayapyayatam.
Om Chakshushamaapyayatam.
Om Shotram Chamaapyayatam.
Om Yesho Balam Chamaapyayatam.
Yet Partnagi, page
May we all be
102.
seated?
पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्जवल कीजिए। चोर देवे चल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए। भेद की गाय रचाए सत्य को धारण करे। हर्ष में हो मान सारे शोक सागर से तरे। अश्वमेधाधिक रचाए यज्ञ पर उपकार को। धर्म मर्यादा चला कर आवरे संसार को। स्वर्ग भाव मिटे हमारा प्रेम पथ विस्तार हो। ईरन ममता सार तत्पर एक में व्यवहार हो। हाथ जोर झुकाए मस्तक, हाथ जोर झुकाए मस्तक, वंदना हम कर रहे। नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे। प्रभु आपकी सब पर रहे, प्रभु आपकी सब पर रहे। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ईश सब सुखी हो, कोई न हो दुखारी, सब हो निरोग भगवन, धन ज्ञान की भंडारी। सब भाग्यवान के पति कहो, दुखिया न कोई होए। सृष्टि में प्राणधारी, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी, सृष्टि में प्राणधारी। हे भगवान, may all be happy, may all be free from misery, may all realize goodness, and may no one suffer pain. Om Shanti 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 Iti Havanayajyah Samaptah. Once again, my humble namaste to everyone, and a very warm welcome to this very special satsang, honoring and remembering our ancestors. At this time, I will invite our Yajmans to graciously take their asana off stage, and our Sabhapati, our Purohita, Srimati Geeta Ramanji, to lead us through the second half of this morning's program.
Namaste, everyone. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Great. Can I ask those who are willing to come forward and fill the seats in front? That would be very, very nice. So starting with Marissa, can you please oblige? Thank you so much. So after a very special and devotional Hawan this morning, and for me, a very emotional one, because for me, Indian Arrival Day is very, very special to me. And I can't help but become emotional because all my 4 grandparents were Indian laborers. And of those 4, the only one I had the opportunity to know, the only one that was alive when I was born was my Aji. So I feel very sad that I wasn't able to connect with these 3 very special people in my life, and it's always a very emotional time. Thank you, my Devendraji, Ben Srimati Darshani Singh, and Bhai Sohanji for a wonderful beginning to our program today. And today we will take a little journey. A warm welcome to all of us here who took special time to come out today, and those of you who joined us on Facebook and YouTube, a very, very special welcome. We hope that you will enjoy this part of our presentation for today, and we hope that you will be very, very productive this week ahead. This morning's satsang, as we mentioned, we'll take a little time to reflect on Indian arrival from India to all the other places that our foreparents came. Some of them came to Trinidad, some came to Guyana, Suriname, Mauritius, Fiji, and those Jamaica, just a few of those islands and countries to mention. But today we won't just look back, because we can't keep looking back and say what our foreparents did and what happened to them. But we will look back with gratitude and awe, because for them to survive that trip, that journey, it was not an easy task. 180 years plus, they arrived on these shores. They came with nothing in their pockets, but everything in their hearts. They came as great Mithriyas, Indian indentured laborers, bound by contract and branded as the name coolies. They faced and survived the trip on the Kalapani, their journey across the ocean. They survived the whips of the overseers, and they survived the life in the barracks. As we go on this morning, you'll hear a little bit more, but at this point in time, I will ask our dear Pandita Amrita Singh Ramuta to share with us what her grandparents and what our grandparents brought to these lands. And with people like Pandita, this culture, this Sanskriti has continued, and we know that it will continue. So without further ado, I'll have Pandita do some chaupais for us this morning.
Sadar Supreme Namaste. As you all know, our foreparents who went to Guyana, they had with them their Ramcharitmanas, their Ramayana, and they kept chanting the chaupais from that. And this has come to us as well. It has been passed down to us as well. Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Oh, ek aniha arup nama, aj Sachidanand Varadhama. Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. व्यापक दे स्वरूप भगवाना, तेहि धरि नेह चरित कृत नाना. राम सिया राम, सिया राम, जय जय राम. राम सिया राम, सिया राम, जय जय राम. राम सिया राम, सिया राम, जय जय राम. Ram Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. This chaupai from the Ramayana says that God is the one who has no desires, aneha, arupa, no form, and one who has no name, anama. He is unborn, the symbol of truth, consciousness, and bliss, Satchidanand, and the ultimate reality. पुनि मन बचन कर्म रघुनायक पुनि मन बचन कर्म रघुनायक चरण कमल बंदो सब नायक चरण कमल सब बंदो नायक जय जय राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय धनुधारी राजीव नयन धरे धनु सायक भगत विपति भंजन सुखदायक भगत विपति भंजन सुखदायक जय जय राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय धनुधारी जय राम श्री राम जय धनुधारी जय राम श्री राम जय धनुधारी Shri Ram, who is lotus-eyed, Rajiv Nayan, carries a bow and an arrow, and he removes the sufferings of God's devotees, bringing them happiness through their thoughts, words, and their deeds. And when we chant the Shiva Sankalpa mantra, we say, Tanmay Manaha Shiva Sankalpamastu. We ask God, may our thoughts, words, and deeds be in accordance and harmony with each other, and may we be happy. We should always be grateful to God because He removes our troubles and He keeps us happy. Hari Anant Hari Kathananta Kahi Sunahi Bahuvidhi Sab Santa Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram रामचंद्र के चरित सुहाए कल्प कोटि लगी जाहि न गाए राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम God is infinite. He has neither a beginning nor an end, and his story is also infinite. All saints describe and listen to his story in various ways. No amount of time is enough to describe the beautiful characteristics of God. And in the Satyar Prakasha tells us knowledge is limitless. The more we learn, the more is left to be learnt. Therefore, we should always strive to gain as much knowledge as possible in our lives. उभय अगम जुग सुगम नाम ते जय सिया रामा उभय अगम जुग सुगम नाम ते जय सिया रामा कहियो नाम बर ब्रह्म राम ते जय सिया रामा व्यापक एक ब्रह्म अविनाशी जय सिया रामा सत्य चेतन घन आनंद राधे जय सिया रामा सत्य चेतन घन आनंद राधे जय सिया रामा God is one. He's omnipresent. He's here, there, and everywhere. And He is eternal. God is one, but He has many qualities, which is why we call Him many names. By remembering God repeatedly, we can understand His true nature. And finally, those who have God's grace never experience sorrow. God resides in the hearts of those who are free from dishonesty and falsehood. If we always follow the path of truth, Satya, and do good for others, we will surely find God. Thank you all for listening, and namaste.
Thank you very much, Pandita Amrita ji. With people like Pandita Amrita Ji, we are sure that this culture, this Sanskriti will go on for many, many generations. And with Marissa, can you come to the front for a minute, please? So we're going to, this morning we are taking a journey back in time, and as I say, we're looking forward. And my Devendra Ji had asked us to try to dress like our Ajis and our nannies. And I see that Marissa did a very, very good job. I want to compliment her. And I tried my best to look like my Aji too, except she always wore white. Thank you, Marissa. So at this time, we have a short video clip of one of our members whose four parents came, well, all of us four parents came, but her grandparents came from India. And she has a wealth of knowledge. She's not in best health at this point in time, but when you speak with her, you would not know that her health is not 100%. So without further ado, I will ask my Devendra Ji to show us this short clip, which was extracted from an interview that is about an hour and something, which will come on our live stream soon, later this week. But for today, we have a few minutes of this short clip to see Mataji Sumintra Rajaram Ali. She is one of the older members of our Samaj, and now we'll hear from her.
I remember you saying to me as a child that you stayed at the creche. Is that what they call it? Yes. Tell me about your recollection of that experience. My recollection really is when I came home from the creche. But my mother had to go to work in the morning. My father got to go to work as usual. And before she left to go to work, she took us to this creche. The creche is a place like a daycare center, and they provide milk and comfort for us to sleep on the floor. And there is where we stay all day until when our parents come from work. My mother would start the cooking, and then come for me and my elder brother, the two of us who were in the creche. So you said your mom went to work, your mother went to work. Yes. So, and I called her mom. Where did she work? What kind of work did she do? My mom used to go and clean the drains, the trenches in the back dam. Leave home about 5 o'clock in the morning and go all the way to the back dam, clean the trenches with a lot of moss. And there are alligators, there are snakes, there are other things that can attack them, but they were very careful. Fortunately, no incident. And there were people looking over her as she was working, right? Yes, you have them, you call them the overseer. Mm-hmm. And these overseer, they were like with long whips. And if you make any mistake, they put it across your back. They whip you. Even the women. Women, they didn't save the women. Women, likewise men. Okay. And my mom worked there all day, her clothes soaked. And when she gets home, then she would go and shower, change her clothes, and then come for us at the creche. And then she will feed us after she finished cooking. Feed me and my brother. But what she did for her clothing to keep dry is on the fireside, she ran a rod across and throw her wet clothes after she finished cooking over the fireside so that the heat from the fireside will dry off her clothes and wear it in next morning same time. Why it was so happy? Because it was an egalitarian society where there was no low class, high class, no rich, no poor. Everybody lived in one level, and they all lived like one family, not different family. They came from one boat, and on the boat they lived like family, and they came and they brought that to the plantation. And, well, my grandfather, since he would get all his children together and read the Ramayana, read the Bhagavad Gita, then they will explain to the children the story about the Ramayana. And my um, father and his siblings, they will understand. Now, when we came on the scene, my father would teach us what he knew about the Ramayana. And we all got an idea of what our tradition and our culture, where it came from. Take the mud and make little diyas and put it in the sun to dry. A couple days ahead, they put it in the sun to dry, and when that is dried, then they make cotton wick and put it in coconut oil or ghee, and they soak that wick in the diya. And at the time of Diwali, they will light up the whole area, because every part of the house will have a diya. And it is so brilliant at that moment, because it feels like another country. You're in another country. You feel like if those days when Ram came back from Banwas, it feels like that moment. What how your father read from the Ramayana, how he came back from Banwas, and everybody was so joyful and happy. And you get that same feeling. As a result, each year you get the feeling and you continue. So that is how we were able to preserve that kind of festival.
Thank you, my Devendra for sharing that. And that interview, the board says the interview was conducted by Pandita Nirvani Prasad herself, Prasad, and Mataji recorded this 2 years ago. Recently, Mataji celebrated her 88th birthday, and she was 86 at the time, very, very fluent. And at 88, I could tell you she is very fluent at this time. So our backbone was strong. They gave us the resilience. The colonial system which was planned to break their backs, they could not break their spirit. They walked with their Veda, they walked with their Ramayana and Gita. Why? Because they brought with them all those scriptures. That's why they were able to be that strong. When things got hard, we think we have it hard now. Yes, we do in many different ways. But I imagine that journey. I imagine that journey, and I imagine living in those barracks. And you saw that Mataji said her mother, or we were subjected to be beaten if you don't do your job. Nowadays, we can't touch our children. We can't. You call for what? Abuse. So they turned their cane fields into temples, and they turned their suffering into, when were suffering, they turned to the reading of Ramayana, Veda, and singing. And as Mataji said, the camaraderie they had. That Jahaji Bhai connection, I remember my father talking about that. It's a connection stronger than your siblings, your own siblings sometimes, that connection that they felt. So we are happy that that stayed with them, and we pray that we could have that camaraderie here. They lit their diyas, they follow their culture, and most importantly, they instill the love of God, Paramatma, and their faith into their own children. So at this time, it's my pleasure to ask Pandita Nirvani ji to give us a little message on the indentureship. So Pandita Nirvani, over to you. Nirvani Prasad ji.
Thank you, Srimati Gita, and namaste all. As a follow-up to Mataji Sumintra's video, I'm going to share part of a video by Sean and his ancestors landed in Trinidad, and here's what he contributes on the struggle to keep Dharma alive. Just bear with us a few seconds as we get the video going. Yes, just take a few seconds to enjoy the commercial break. And this is very important as it tells the struggle to keep Hinduism alive.
Outside of India. But while that's my history, the Hindu struggle to maintain its presence in the world is something all of our ancestors have fought for. This here is my nanny and nana, my mom's parents. This here is my aji and aja, my father's parents. All four of them were born in the island of Trinidad and Tobago. My parents ended up leaving Trinidad in the 1970s. They migrated to Canada, where I was born. I am the descendant of Indian indentured laborers who sacrificed everything to keep their Hindu identity. Their journey began with the abolition of slavery in the 19th century, and it marked the start of a new system of labor, indentureship. Today, I want to share this story with you. The abolition of slavery in the 19th century across the British Empire and other European colonies created a significant demand for labor in plantation economies, particularly in the Caribbean, Fiji, and Mauritius. To address this need, colonial powers instituted the system of indentured labor, which brought hundreds of thousands of Indians to these regions under contractual agreements known as indentureship. The vast majority of these laborers were Hindu, roughly 80%, and they faced harsh working conditions and also the challenge of maintaining their religious and cultural identity. These societies were often dominated by European Christian norms. Mauritius became the first British colony to receive Indian indentured laborers on a large, organized scale with the arrival of the ship Atlas in 1834. In 1838, the ships Whitby and Hesperus arrived in what was known as British Guyana, marking the beginning of Indian indenture in the Caribbean. In 1845, the Fatal Razak set sail and arrived on the shores of Trinidad and Tobago. That same year, Indians arrived in Jamaica. Between 1815 and 1860, ships arrived in Grenada, St. Lucia, South Africa, and St. Vincent. In 1873, following a treaty between the British and the Dutch, the first ship, Lalarook, arrived, starting Indian indenture under Dutch rule in what is now known as Suriname. The first Indians arrived in Fiji in 1879. The last ship to bring Indians to Guyana and Trinidad arrived in 1917, and the British abolished the indentureship system on January 1st, 1920. But while indentureship ended, the struggles of the Indians were just beginning. Did you ever wonder why my name is Sean? It's something that I get asked a lot. British colonial authorities in Guyana and Trinidad implemented aggressive policies that aimed at dismantling the Indian cultural identity. These were policies that made English the standard language to be spoken. Languages such as Bhojpuri and Awadhi, spoken by my ancestors, were not allowed in workplaces and schools, and even missionary schools denigrated these languages as being uncivilized. Many people have asked me why I choose to keep my name Sean. To be honest, it's a memory of my past, of what my ancestors endured. And while today I choose to give my own kids Hindu names, I left my name the way it was given to me. Lord Macaulay, a British official, advocated for English to be the superior language, diminishing the worth of Indian languages and literature. This colonial mindset fostered a belief that Indian history had little value compared to that of the colonizers, and this had a lasting impact on how we viewed our own history. So how did this play out in the Hindu diaspora?
Thank you. Yes, go ahead, applaud. This is just a part of this video, and I encourage you, especially the young ones, to look for authentic videos like these and listen to them, look at them, because indentureship can be somewhat romanticized by the Westerners. So I encourage you to look for authentic videos, look for the authentic history about indentureship, and read that. Now, knowing what we know and reliving the history via videos like these, I was confused as to why we celebrate Indian Arrival Day. And I know that there are some other people who had the same confusion or who still have the same confusion. Why did we choose to celebrate and memorialize the treachery and deceit perpetrated on Indians by the British in uprooting our foreparents from their origins and misplacing them for profit in a place that was totally foreign and alien to them? How could we choose to keep alive the memories of the most treacherous and traumatic journey of our foreparents? How insensitive to relive the brutality and the degradation of our people that our people endured. Then it hit me. It was us, the children, the grandchildren, and great-grandchildren of our ancestors, celebrating their and our own resilience, our strength, and our perseverance. Us celebrating what our Indian people endured and how our Sanskriti, or our culture, and Dharma survived and was preserved. What would this part of the world look like without Indians? We heard from Mataji, whom at that time was a second-generation Guyanese, that elders dedicatedly read the Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita and the Vedas. This was strategically done to preserve Hinduism, Sanatan Dharma, and to pass on their bhasha, or their language. My Paranani and Paranana spoke only Hindi. My Nana and Nani likewise spoke Hindi. But by my mother's time, she had to attend school and she had to communicate in English, as we just saw that video by Sean. To maintain the language, her parents sent their children to Hindi school. In places like Guyana, Trinidad, Suriname, the Ramayana is not just a religious text. It's a living cultural and spiritual legacy, intertwined in the history of Indo-Caribbean people. Some of the indentured laborers brought copies of the Ramacharitra from the Awadh region of Uttar Pradesh. This text survived the journey across the Kalapani. Not only did we, the people, our ancestors, but their text did that journey as well. The reading of the Ramayana and the Bhagavad Gita kept generations connected to Sanatan Dharma. Those of us here who immigrated to the United States have kept up those efforts of our ancestors to keep and promote and continue Sanatan Dharma. Thanks to their determination and perseverance, we now play the dholak, tabla, the sitar, and other musical instruments here in Mandir. And during the days of Loji life, these instruments were accompanied by singing styles like the birha. This style was specific and especially done at weddings. And mothers and grandmothers, they sang sohar during occasions like childbirth. They sang different styles for different times of work or different tasks. For instance, when they were planting rice, they sang Rupani. And when they were grinding grains, they sang Jatsar. So in the interest of time, I'm not going to focus on things like dress or food, which we still manage to preserve and upkeep. But though by time and with time, some of these styles and specific traditions may have evolved or changed, the culture of song and other instruments are still alive and strong. Can you imagine Guyana and Trinidad without Diwali and Pagua celebrations? These festivals have been a mainstay of the Caribbean and are now being made a mainstay of the United States. This, I realize, is why Arrival Day is celebrated, because the Indians had endured the most difficult time of their life. And they were able to upkeep the most important characteristic of our people, our culture and Sanatan Dharma. And as a side note, Bahen Gita mentioned the term kuli. Some of us are loath by the term kuli, and some of us say, let's embrace my kuli. This is a matter of perception and choice, but here are some facts on that term. The word kuli was assigned to my whole ancestral generation by a group of people who claimed superiority. Europeans used the term to refer to hired native laborers performing menial and physically demanding work in India, China, and later in other colonial territories. During the 19th and 20th century, kuli became associated with the indentured laborers transported to plantations in the Caribbean and other parts of the world. I leave you with this question. What God-given right did the Europeans have to assign a name to my ancestors? Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you very much, Pandita Nirvani ji, for your very passionate message there. And I will tell you what right they don't have. Because today, from thatched roofs in the barracks and the logis, they call them in Guyana, we have risen to various outstanding professions, including judges, great artists known all over the world, and prime ministers and presidents. That's where we are putting them in their place. From signing with thumbprints in the past, they are now making laws. From drums, from band drums, when they didn't want to hear us play, we are now having TASA all over the world. And in the United States, as you hear, we are observing Diwali and Pagua. So we are now leaders in our own rights in our nations. Our greatest success is not in our bank accounts, and I know we do have large bank accounts. And it's our sanskars. We kept our dharma when it was the hardest to hold on to and the easiest to lose. When we don't have our culture, we have nothing. We built mansions, but we also built mandirs. We taught our children Hindi and Sanskrit when the world told us that we should forget it. So today, as we observe Indian Arrival Day, we say Aji, Aja, Nani, and Nana, Bahut Bahut Dhanyavad. Your sacrifice was not in vain. Your journey was not just across the ocean, it was a journey to dignity. Let us today, when the situation is very conducive to learning and spreading our culture, let us not run away from it. Let us not say that we don't have time 2 hours in the evening to do something, because they found time after working in the cane fields to keep up their culture. Let us honor them by continuing their work with unity, sewa, and unshakable faith. That's my little take on what we have done to tell these colonial people Look back at us now. Where are we? At this point, I'm very pleased to ask by Devendraji to give us the announcements for this week. So over to Bhai Devendraji.
Namaste once again. So let me put my 2 cents also. You know, Auntie Gita mentioned Tom Prince. Our ancestors, some were deceived. They were told false promises by the Arcatias, the middlemen who arranged for them to be placed into depots and later transferred to faraway lands. They placed their thumbprints on legally binding documents in English, a language they could not read, a language they could not understand, and a language they could not write. But they were shipped to plantations. Today, I can stand here and tell you, Mera naam Devendra hai. You know, the British had a policy to kill a culture, you can kill the language. And even though many of us cannot fluently read, write, and speak Hindi, we are making attempts, even here in this mandir, to revive our ancestral Bhasha. Today I can tell you my name is Devendra in Hindi. Today I can stand here and I can wear my dhoti and I can wear my tilak, a representation of my Hindu dharmic identity. So I join with Auntie Gita, Purohita Gita ji, Panita Nirvani ji, and I bow my hands and I offer gratitude to our ancestors for keeping our Dharma and our Sanskriti alive. So now the announcements. Please do join us every Sunday from 9 a.m. for our weekly satsang. If you're unable to join us in person, please do join us online. Our Zoom satsang classes under the guidance of Pandit Deepak Ji continues every Thursday from 7:30 p.m. That is New York time. If you need more information, Pandit Deepak Ji is here, and also Auntie Gita. You can get more information from them. If you'd like to be more involved in our mandir, Pandita Nirvani Ji here, who is the coordinator of Mahila Dal, can provide more information about our women's group. Our Bal Vikas classes are currently on summer break, and those will continue in September. I'll invite Panita Devi Ji to come forward in a few minutes to tell us a little bit more about the Arya Virdal Shikshan Shivir, our youth camp that is beginning tomorrow, Monday, June 29th. Registration is still open, and Panita Ji will tell you more about that. Our Arya Mahasamelan is happening from Thursday, July 16th to Sunday, July 19th in Atlanta, Georgia. Registration is still open for the Mahasamelan. The Arya Samaj youth event is happening on August 1st in New Jersey at the Om Temple. All of our children and our families are invited to participate in this event. Finally, Veda in the Park is happening at the end of August, from August 27th to August 29th at the Arya Spiritual Center ground on Pandit Ramlal Way. And even today in America, our streets can be named after our now ancestor. Anyway, now I'll invite Pandita Devi Ji to let us know more about what's happening with the Shikshan Shivir.
Namaste, all you humble souls. It is indeed a great pleasure to see all of you this morning. I know the humidity is very high out there, but you made it time to come celebrate your ancestry and your heritage. While we keep growing with the guidance and the foundation our forefathers left us, there is always that element in society that would always try to, undermine us or let us not totally want to assimilate ourselves rather than acculturize ourselves. And it's the acculturalization, meaning we are able to keep what we have and adapt what we live in. And that ability to carry on such things rather than fully assimilate in any American culture or Spanish culture, we protect ourselves very well when we keep culturizing ourselves. Our heritage is very profound, and our generations to come will even expand on it more, especially with AI coming. He'll give them even more details of how we were and what we were and how it's happening. Our Virdal camp, usually the Sunday before, would be a time to initiate the camp and set that tone for us. And we've done so today by offering a mantra. Pandit Bharat, you should have been here. Camp starts tomorrow morning. We assemble at 6 o'clock to raise flag at 6:15. So children, parents, anyone listening in social media, you have 15 minutes between 6 o'clock and 6:15 to be here for flag raising. We have a daily schedule that we follow. Children will be given a t-shirt and all necessary, a booklet and everything, things that they need to be in camp. They will be also given a book bag. What's needed from you as an audience and parents, anytime you have or you can come out and volunteer. This camp is a volunteer effort. Parents and grandparents, over 40 years, have come out to watch the children grow. Some children are here with us more than 10 years of camp. This year, also being the 40th year, we coined it the Ruby Jubilee. So we're having lots of our past campers, alumni coming to be part of this camp. Our theme is echoes and evolution, just to connect with what just happened, passing on what we did and what is foundations of the past to grow in the future. We're looking forward to a lot of exciting things that I think our children will expand more. Especially, we have an invited guest from South Africa, Swami Vedananda Saraswati. He's here in New York, and he will be with us for the full 2 weeks of camp in attendance every day. Please do, even as parents, as adults. Some of you have heard him in Hofstra University when he did the Arya Mahasammelan. Why did I take this to invite him? I feel he's a Swami of the age of our children. Young man, conducts very well, and he connects, I see, with our youths very well. So to mark this great 40th year, I have invited him to be here to give our children the openness, the connectedness of Swamis. We have many Swamis come here before, but sometimes being elderly and stern, like, really focused, our children are not always feeling connected. So if you have any questions for him, put it on paper, come and listen to him when he's giving lectures, even with the children. And put it together, and we'll give him all the questions and make sure that he give us some kind of understanding. So camp, again, if you have the time to be here to volunteer, to do lunch, breakfast, snacks, any kind of time you have in the morning, an hour or two, lots of bread to butter, we can use your assistance. Just being eyes here in the mandir, pandits, panditas, just being eyes around the children, form that movement with them, that they are more conscious of what they're doing. So take the time, come and be a part of this event. And it's nothing separated from what our children in our Bal Vikas class has been learning. It's just a journey and a connection for 2 weeks of intense learning, sharing, guiding, and hope that they build the courage they need to carry on this legacy of our ancestors. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you very much, Bhai Devendraji and Pandita Devi, for sharing with us about the announcements, and for Pandita Devi giving us more information on the camp.
Swamiji is very fluent in English. So don't be afraid. He will have the biggest, just like us moving to Guyana 6 generations ago. Their parents moved to South Africa 6 generations ago. So he's very fluent in English. Don't feel free to have conversation. And then when you start a conversation with him, he'll give you a little giggle for so sweet of him. Like he makes it very inviting for you. Sorry, Didi.
Thank you very much, Pandit Devi. I had the opportunity to meet with the Swami and when he did come to the Sammelan 2 years ago. And he was very, very hospitable and very easy to talk to. So I'm sure the children will have fun with him. It's my pleasure now to introduce, without further ado, our Panditji, Pandit Deepak Ramanji, who we haven't been seeing too often, right? But today we take the opportunity to ask him to give us our spiritual prasadam. So we in for a treat, are we? All of us like prasad, right? So let's get some spiritual prasadam before we begin our meals downstairs.
My dear mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, I'm happy to see you all this morning. Maybe you are happy to see me, I'm not sure. Be that as it may, we are doing a very special thing this morning. We are celebrating our ancestors. You know, we have something called the Oscars, where they give awards to the best films. In India, you have the Filmfare Awards ceremony, where all the best films and the actors and actresses get their awards. In music, you have the Golden Globe Awards. We need to remember, when do we give our ancestors their awards? The reward that they gave to us is what we are today. But we don't award them. We award them a little time once a year in Indian Arrival Day, and that's it. We should remember our ancestors. With that memory comes inspiration. I want to share with you this song that we had composed a few years, almost 10 years ago. Time has gone so fast. On Indian Arrival. And it has a message in it. Let's see if we could get the message. We didn't practice the music, so I don't know how that will come out. They came to the Caribbean. They came from a far land, they came to the Caribbean, crossing Kalapani to Charlie Beachin. They came from a far land, they came to Caribbean sun, crossing Kalapani to Charlie Beachin. Bringing no valuables but armed with their values. Bringing no valuables but armed with their values. They set forth on Trinity soil. and started to toil. They set forth on Guyana soil and started to toil from early in the morning to late in the evening. They planted, they molding, they cutting, they loading. They came from a far land, they came to Caribbean sand, crossing Calapani to Charlie the Chief. Every piece of sugar cane was a sacred offering. Every piece of sugar cane was a sacred offering. For work was their worship, regardless of the suffering. For work was their worship, regardless of the suffering. They came with their culture to make this adventure with passion and passion, with patience their boat. They came from a far land, they came to Caribbean sun, crossing Calapani to Charlie the Chief. Wearing their sari, their kurta and dhoti, where sari and kurta and dhoti, performing their puja, their Havan and Sandhya, performing their puja, their Havan and Sandhya, speaking the Hindi and reading the Ram. They passed on this legacy to their progeny. They came from a far land, they came to Caribbean sun, crossing Calapani to Charlie the Chief, saving their money and spending it wisely. Saving their money and spending it wisely. They educate their children and buy a property. They educate their children and buy a property. Today we are doctors and lawyers and engineers, all because of their love, their sacrifice and foresight. They came from a far land, they came to Caribbean, crossing Calapani to Charlie the Chini. Guyana is our motherland, let us work together. Trinidad's our motherland, let us work with unity to build up a legacy of which we are proud. To build up a legacy of which we are proud. Together we aspire, together we perspire. Together we aspire, together we perspire, and together we receive as we celebrate Indian arrival day. They came from a far land, they came to Caribbean, crossing Calapani to Charlie the Chief. They came from a far land, they came to Caribbean sun, crossing Calapani to Charlie the Chief, to Charlie the Chief, to Charlie the Chief, to Charlie the Chief. Let me ask a question here. And today I'm not giving a pravachan, I'm just giving a little talk. How many of you know what is Chale di Chini? Chale di Chini. This expression means, oh, Didi, sifting the sugar cane into crystals. Sifting the sugar cane. That's how it was called in those days, Chale di Chini. Now the technology is different. But Chale di Chini is just an expression to mean to come to make sugar. Our parents came here to work in the sugar fields. My dear friends, have we arrived? They arrived. We are celebrating arrival. We are celebrating their arrival. Have we arrived? Their destination was the Caribbean. What is our destination? Where are we heading? We left our beautiful islands in the Caribbean, in Guyana, Trinidad, Suriname, wherever you came from. Our destination was New York, Toronto, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. We came, we worked hard, we educated our children, we built mandirs. Can we say we arrived as they did? Can we say we sacrificed as much as they did? Possibly. For many of us, the story coming here would have been like crossing the Kalapani. A very difficult journey, a very difficult transition. To come in a new society, uproot yourself from your communities, our communities in the Caribbean, and to come here and face a new culture. What is the American culture? What are the parameters? What is the definition of American culture? Maybe it's hamburgers and chips, fries. The music, I don't know what will you call American music. The food, I don't know what you will call American food. What is it, pizza? That's Italian. I don't know. I know what Indian culture is, their clear definition. Bharatiya Sanskriti. In Bharatiya Sanskriti, there are 4 defining features. Bhajan, Bhojan, Bhasha, and Bhesh. Bharatiya or Indian culture has these 4 features. Bhajan means your mode of worship. Not only songs, not only devotional songs. In culture, in the broader sense, bhajan means your mode of worship. We have a mode of worship, a very unique way. We have puja, we have havan, we have sandhya, we have yoga, we have meditation. All of these are the ways in which we worship. This is our culture. If you give up this, what will you replace it with? Are you ready to give up this? Then what will you accept in its place? I don't know. What can you take from this culture here in the United States to replace that culture? I'm not sure. Maybe you, some of us may have answers to that. So that bhajan, bhojan, our food is very unique. Very unique. It's not bland. That's why we say our food is spicy. It has masalas. It has all these herbs in it. And they all have medicinal value. You know that turmeric, what we call saffron, they are now using it in so many medicines in the West for healing, for recovery, for cosmetics. Ladies, I don't know if men do, but ladies use a lot of products with turmeric. This is why we held the Haldwan ceremony. It's a reminder of the powerful value of haldi, turmeric. So, bhojan, what do we eat? Our children no longer like dal and rice and bhaji. Oh, Mike, Mark likes that. No, we want different kinds of food. We eat a lot of carbohydrates, the pizzas and the pastas, full of carbohydrates, less in nutritious value, less protein, high dairy content, which is not good. If you know where that dairy content coming from and what it has in it, you wouldn't want to touch it. You wouldn't want to touch it. So our bhojan was very medicinal. There was a saying, let your food be your medicine. That's exactly what our food is. Medicine. So our culture has bhajan, a way of worship, bhojan, a way of eating, a diet, a menu. Bhajan, bhojan, bhasha. We have a signature language or languages that identify us. Gives an identity to our culture. And that language is primarily Sanskrit. And secondly, Hindi and other subsidiary languages that come out of Sanskrit. And why should we learn Sanskrit? There's so many reasons, but I just want to give you one or two. Sanskrit has now been recognized as the most computer-friendly language. We are developing the technology now where eventually, in the near future, Sanskrit will be used to input data in a very cryptic manner. Sanskrit is very economical with words. It doesn't use a whole long sentence to say one thing. It uses a few words. Sutra style, it is called. A few words express a long different meaning. The sound system in Sanskrit is very resonant and very full of a vibratory content. When you say Sanskrit words, they emit certain vibrations because they are constructed in a very precise manner. This is why we say you got to chant your mantras with precision. So we have a language. But learning Hindi is a step towards learning your Sanskrit. So I'm happy that we have a Hindi class in our mandir, and those children like Marissa and Mark and Pavesh and all of them, they're doing so well in that Hindi class. And thanks to the teachers, Pandita Amrita and Pandita Nirvani and Bhai Devendra and so many others. Friends, our forefathers, they gave us houses. Yes, they gave us land. They gave us what they had in a bank account. But most importantly, they gave us Sanskriti and Sanskar. They gave us culture and they gave us values. The last one in the four is, what's the last one? Besh. I see Srimati Gita and Marissa and Pandit Deepak and Devendra. We all sporting our cultural way today. And we are very proud of it. Our young people, many of them are so happy to look at these boys. They come to Mandir every Sunday with their cultural wear. They're not, long time, when I was going to school in primary school, we used to hide our roti under the desk and eat. Everybody else had sandwich and they had something in their lunch kit. And we have roti and we're feeling bashful to eat our roti. Now roti is the national dish of Trinidad. Everybody wants a roti and chana and a roti, potato roti and a roti and whatever. Roti and doubles. Devendra, when you go to Trinidad, you must. Roti. It's become the national dish. So we do not have to be bashful to wear our cultural clothes. I don't think that's a problem amongst our people. They love to wear, especially our women. And this is a very unpleasant thing. Look at some Indian movies and Indian weddings. All the ladies dress up in cultural way, but only 15-20% of the men will put on a kurta or some kind of Indian way. They will still wear the normal traditional Western way. Is there a problem with wearing your cultural wear? I mean, yeah, you could wear your shirt and your pants and so on. Yeah, that's okay. But if it's a cultural event, why not wear your cultural wear? This is, our forefathers came here in dhoti and kurta and vest and just sometimes their upper body was bare, nothing. So, my dear friends, even though we are not in India or we are not in the Caribbean, we have been given these values to cherish. When I see the spelling bee in this country is always dominated by Indian children. Why? Because of our language skills are very, very sharp. Sanskrit. In India, the little children go to the Gurukul and they have to learn Panini's sutras, 2,000 sutras by heart. There are some families devoted to learning, memorizing all the Ved. They will chant the Ved before they could have food. They must make sure and chant the Ved by heart. That's how it was kept alive, the oral tradition. So our tradition places a very high value on education. The first university in the world was which one? Which was the first university established in the known world, East and West? Not Oxford, right? Oxford is in 1088. It's recent, relatively recent in history. The University of Bologna in Italy was established in the 11th century. That was the earliest Western university. The University of Nalanda in Bihar in India was established in the year 427 AD. That's over 2,000 years ago. Our people had a strong tradition of placing a great value on education. Great value on education. And so we today, in remembering our ancestors, Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, we have a lot of devotion to them now. That huge monument in India now called the Ayodhya Ram Mandir. Billions of rupees spent to remake that. It's a status symbol for Hindus. But one thing is to revere Sri Ram and to worship Sri Ram. There's another thing. To emulate Sri Ram, it's another thing. It's perhaps the more important thing. Sri Ram was a very obedient son. How many worshippers of Sri Ram teach their children to work along with their parents? to align themselves with the values of their parents. Sri Ram never fought for property. A whole kingdom was supposed to be his. And the night before coronation, you all know the story, I wouldn't go into it. He didn't fight and say, oh, I am going to fight down everybody. I'm going to stay right here and become king. In our community, there's a lot of infighting for property. If we can learn from Sri Ram to be happy to abandon, leave it for your peace of mind. You could make more, you could get more. You could recreate, you could reproduce. But don't destroy the family because you couldn't walk away from a fight for property. That's a lesson we can learn from Sri Ram. Sri Ram was a one-man, one-wife situation, pativrata. Marital fidelity. We don't talk about that when we talk about Sri Ram. But we worship Sri Ram, that's fine. We revere Sri Ram. But the values of Sri Ram need to be highlighted and as far as possible, if we can live the way with the values of Sri Ram, then we'll be really honoring our ancestors. My dear friends, in Trinidad, they make a boat and they go out in the sea and they come back like if the ship now arriving. The Fatel Rosak, I don't know if it's done in Guyana. Do in Guyana you have that? They recreate the arrival. People dress up like the old-time people coming on the boat and so on. That's wonderful. It creates an impact on the minds of the youth. But if you don't teach Hindi, if they don't do Havan and Puja and Sandhya, if the children are not learning to have their Indian food and wear their Indian clothes, those things are the value, the real value of it will be lost. So to this morning on this Arrival Day program, I commend Bhai Devendraji for thinking about having this occasion to remember our ancestors. But the most important thing I think to remember is the values and to practice these values that our ancestors left for us. I end by saying this. Yesterday or day before, I was talking to a very senior Vedic Pundit, and he expressed this concern. Many of our young couples seem to be unable to have children now. Fertility problems. A serious problem. And the second thing about that is many of our young couples have only one or two. How many of the people sitting here, their parents had 5. My family had 5. My family had 6. 9, 11. Somebody was talking to me yesterday. They had 11 people in their family. Now we have to consider all the constraints that we live in, whether we could have such large family. However, there are communities throughout the world. There are ideologies throughout the world which are having large families. They don't care. The government will, their philosophy, the government will take care of them. The idea is to create numbers to take over ideologically. And if you live in a democratic country and that's happening, it's a sad story. You only have 1 or 2 children to add to the population. And they have 10, 15. Sometimes they're allowed, to have and they have so many children. Look at the bigger future of the Hindu population. Look at the bigger picture of the world population. And the Upanishads say, Utishtata Jagrata, awake. We have been sleeping. We may be sleeping to all of these things. Awake and arise and do something. Do something. It's like saving ourselves in some parts of the world, saving our culture, saving our dharma. It's that critical. I will end at this point by thanking you all for coming out this morning and for giving your time to remember our ancestors. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.
Thank you very much, Pandit Deepak ji. And I want to know how many children do you have? So, message. Thanks to everyone who attended in person this morning. I hope that your day was started well and you had a lot of food for thought. Those of you online, I pray that you too got some value this morning from our satsang, and we pray that you join us next week for a similar satsang. We'll end with, also, I would be amiss of me not to mention our producers this morning. Thank you all for producing, and the cooking crew downstairs, and everybody else who made this morning's Havan and Satsang possible. Thank you so much. It's over now to our Bal Vikas group for Arti Bhajan and closing prayer.
Testing 1, 2.
Let us all kindly stand for the Arati Bhajan. Om Jai Jagadish Hari, Swami Jai Jagadish Hari, Bhakt Jano ki sankat, Bhakt Jano ki sankat, Shad mein dur kari. Om Jai Jagadish Hari. जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख विनशे मन का स्वामी दुख विनशे मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरि विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरि जय जगदीश हरि स्वामी जय जगदीश हरि भक्त जनों के संकट भक्त जनों के संकट शर में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरि ओम जय जगदीश हरि ओम जय जगदीश हरि द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्ति रापः शान्ति रोषधयः शान्तिर्वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वदेवः शान्तिर् ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्ति 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 प्रेम से बोलो ओंकार भगवान की जय वेदोधारक महर्षि दयानंद की जय ब्रह्मश्री स्वामी विरजानंद की जय भगवती माता सीता की जय मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री रामचंद्र की जय योगेश्वर श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय प्रेम से बोलो वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय मिलता है मंत्र ॐ अन्नपते अन्नस्य नो धेहि अनमिवस्य शुष्मिनः प्रप्रदातारं तारिष ऊर्जन्नो धेहि द्विपदे चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 Namaste everyone.